I was 5 when I became a Christian, and I was sitting on my dad's knee at dinner, and he asked me if I wanted to become a follower of Jesus, and I said yes.
I started to have questions, and I didn't get any answers. I became an adult, and I think like a lot of people, walked away. I was just like, okay, hey, I'm a good person, and if there's a God, I'm going to heaven. It's not a problem. And went off and lived a godless life.
I understood what it meant to be a servant of God, but I don't think I ever really understood what it meant to be God's child.
But then a couple months ago, I just couldn't get the thought out of my mind about like, what if God is real? Like, what if this is all true?
I went through a period of about 2 years where I had a really hard time focusing on anything good in my life. Yeah, I just really was like blocked off to any ways that I'd been blessed by God.
Maybe in life you might have a time where you struggle and you think nobody's there for you, but in reality, Jesus is always going to be beside you. Even when you think he isn't, he's still working for you.
I met my wife, who was completely unchurched. And oddly enough, God worked through her to start us going to a church.
I felt called to go and pray with the pastor after the service. And he started praying over me. And it was the first time I've ever tangibly felt God's presence. And I just started crying. And at that moment, I feel like I really accepted and felt what it was to be God's child and to be cherished just because of who I am.
And looking back, I'm just so thankful. Like, God didn't leave me when I was feeling so alone. Even if I didn't feel it in the moment, he was always beside me. Just there's a lot of trust that's been growing in my heart, and through reading my Bible and prayer, I'm really learning to just rest in the peace that he has everything under control.
But it was like for the first time, I really heard the message that all the songs were singing about, and I just couldn't stop crying. And in that moment, I just had an overwhelming sense that God is real, that Jesus is the Son of God, and he died for my sins. And it was such a powerful moment, and that was like the real moment where I accepted Jesus into my heart.
One day in church, where somebody else's baptism video came up, it was clear that I needed to get baptized. And God was saying, Greg, you have not completely let go of that and come to live with me. I need to go through baptism, wash away who I was, and fully live in him.
I want to be baptized because I think God is telling me, and I want to use my gifts that he's given me to serve him for the rest of my life, and I want to show his love to the rest of the world. I want to be baptized to show everybody that I love and everybody around me that I gave my life to Jesus and that I'm making a new step in my life.
I want to be baptized just to share publicly like this new faith in Jesus. And I feel like I really learned lately just to put all my fears and worries, give them over to Jesus, and I feel a sense of peace and just a lot more hope for the future.
I want to be baptized because I want to publicly declare that I'm going to live the rest of my life with Jesus at the center of it. And I'm so thankful for the peace and rest that I've found in him that I want to share it with everybody that I can.
I know that Jesus accepts me exactly as I am, and he loves me fully like nobody else can. And he's also not going to give up on me, even when I don't feel worthy. I don't need to earn anything because God has already done it all for me.